Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? Y'all know what it is. It's First Formation, the football manifest, special Christmas edition. Y'all got us for an hour, so we finna tap in, get it out, get back to what we was doing for the day. Happy holidays to everyone that's out there. CC, what's good with you, my brother? How you doing this morning?
Merry Christmas to everybody. Hey, I'm good. I'm good on this Christmas morning. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Still repping
So
Dallas, even though we out of it. Still repping.
you got. I mean, I see you repping. I see you. I mean, you say true to the brand. That's up. Jerry would be ecstatic. So of course, like we said, y'all know what it is. It's NFL Sunday today. It's NBA Sunday today. There's a lot going on. We got some. I think there's some college games going on. There's a lot going on in sports. But we're going to tap in with put the 5 games in which is going to be going on before y'all see us again on Sunday. So of course y'all got the 3 game that's going on this afternoon. First up in the shoot, just as CC was just talking about, the Dallas Cowboys will be facing off against the Washington Commanders, as this game has no implications because both teams are currently eliminated. But however, there's still some stuff to play. You know what, CC? In our fraternity, Cyro 5 Military Fraternity Incorporated, I am in the championship game. And I'm at a quandary, CC. You know what my quandary is?
Hmm.
I have currently Josh Allen starting, and we see what Josh Allen has been doing lately. But guess who my backup quarterback is?
Don't tell me Prescott.
Dak Prescott is my backup quarterback.
Don't tell me
So we got to
Prescott.
take in consideration. It's all been a quandary. Do I start Dak? Dak is currently a MVP candidate. Although we know he's not gonna get the
Not
MVP
no
award
more.
because his team is on the
Not no more.
sideline. You can't be the MVP and your team on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, unwritten rule. But I'm trying to figure, is that going to CC? Is that going to light it up today, or should I stay with Josh Allen?
You should ride with Josh Allen because I'm not worried about it. It's not Dak you got to worry about. It's the ones around him that's probably done checked out. So you go expect some
Okay.
drop balls. Expect some drop balls today. Expect a whole lot of that caring much from some of the players on the team. The usual suspects, man. Like you'll see a drop off. So it's not gonna be Dak. Dak agreeing to play in the game and don't need to. So he gonna try to bring his. He ain't got, he already what the $60 million man. He don't need to play. He don't need to play in this game.
I feel it. So I might just stay with the my first thought is starting Josh Allen and hopefully Josh show up. It's rough because Josh ain't got no real big uh Josh ain't got no real big uh receivers to throw to. And the game they have been winning games on the back of James Cook. So I don't know. I still gotta look into it more. I got a little time. I ain't got too much more time. I'm gonna have to sit up and make a decision sooner than later. But in any case, you got that game. You got a scenario based game in which the Detroit Lions have an opportunity to keep their efforts to go to the playoffs alive by beating the Minnesota Vikings. However, it comes with a little caveat because if the Green Bay Packers are able to dispatch the Baltimore Ravens on Saturday, then Green Bay continues their hopes and Detroit is out. CC, Detroit, Minnesota has got it going on. How did Detroit, in your opinion, fall back and get in this scenario? How did this come about?
Well, we now know. We now know, and we all see. Uh, uh, that offensive coordinator over there that just became the head coach is 11 and what? And, and where was he last year? So we see where it's at. We see that. No knock against Dan Campbell. I think he's good for the culture of Detroit. Don't get me wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but I think he's a little. I think we're starting to see that he was a little bit overhyped, and it was the men behind him. It was the coaching staff that really deserved a whole lot of the praise because that's where they fall off is that. And then the injuries on the defensive side of the ball, man. Like they got so many injuries. The whole secondary is out of there. So there's a host of things. But Ben Johnson seems to be the person. The main wheel in the car seems to be Ben Johnson.
So when you look at it, I think also what's happening, which is evident since November 9th, we have not seen that 1-2 punch that the Detroit Lions has made very popular in the last couple of years. We haven't seen it's only there has been a sporadic play for David Montgomery in this. I think even close to maybe 8 to 10 carries since then. Where does that come off? Jahmyr Gibbs has been elevated. And then that 1-2 punch has been eliminated, and we see it's a different change. David Montgomery, I don't know if he's gonna get any carries today, but I know he's another player that I have on that same fantasy team that I discussed, and I think he's gonna continue to have a seat. I'm just gonna have to live and die with if Montgomery gets to go ham today in Minnesota. I don't know. I gotta think about that one as well.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it real. Montgomery was just a sideshow to what Jahmyr Gibbs was gonna become. Like it's the overhyping of stuff, and then like I said, it's the play calling, the schemes. The reason why Montgomery was so successful before, we can see it now with DeAndre Swift over there in over there in Chicago. We see the schemes are different, and Montgomery is not the same kind of player. He needs the schemes. Jahmyr Gibbs don't need nothing but the football. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest difference. Is Montgomery needs the schemes. He needs the holes. He needs the zone runs. You know, he needs the cutback alleys. Jahmyr Gibbs don't need none of that but the football, man. Just give me the football, and if you do a little bit of blocking, that's cool. If you don't, just get out the way. You know what I mean? I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs, you can do more with him, and everybody could have seen that coming. So I never saw them as a 1-2 punch. What I saw them was good play off each other. You see, you see what Dan Campbell's philosophy is: put Montgomery in and try to ram the football forward. That ain't working. You know what I mean? So you know, it was all about the schemes, man. Like I said, Ben Johnson was a huge part of it, and I'm sure Montgomery this season he suffered because of the loss of Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson knew how to put him in position to succeed. You ain't got that. Like Jahmyr Gibbs, like I said, Jahmyr Gibbs is one of the most raw talents you got in the league right now. So of course, you got to lean towards him if you Dan Campbell and can't make the both work.
And then, last but not least, another game in which we got today: the Denver Broncos, already a playoff team, looking at the number 1 seed in the AFC, will be in Kansas City this week. As we know, Kansas City is looking to move away from being in Kansas City themselves and just removing the Kansas City moniker and just becoming Kansas in general, if that's going on in the Kansas City. But they're tapping in today. What's going on, my brother?
WGO, what's going on? Merry Christmas to you fellas. What's up? What's good, man? Merry Christmas. Hey, why do you have that? Hey, listen, first of all, Cece, take that damn shirt off. After that bullshit they did last week, man, I told you I'm not fooling. No, don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do none of that. No. Cause what the hell? Cece, we talked about this, bro. We talked about this last week, and they about to play again. I don't know if I can fool with Dallas today against Washington. Even the fact that Washington on their third string quarterback, and I still don't know whether or not
Josh Johnson,
bro, come on. It's Cowboys.
If that can't beat a third string quarterback, if Schottenheimer can't scheme for a third string quarterback out the gate, maybe they packing it in. Like CC just said, maybe they packing it in.
Okay, maybe we ain't noticed the thing. None of these people are Schottenheimer's people. This is Jerry Jones' team, and Jerry Jones admitted it earlier in the week that management dropped the ball. Man, what head coach? You talking about one of the only head coaches in the league that can't pick his own defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator. He ain't pick none of these people. He can't pick his own staff. I mean, he can't pick his own staff. You think he wanted Eberflus? Come on, man. Like these are plants, man. Like these are plants by the management. I just gotta work. If I want the head coaching job, I gotta work. So I wouldn't put this on Schottenheimer. You gotta go up higher, baby. This is all on Jerry Jones right here.
You said it's bigger than us?
It's bigger than that. It's bigger than me.
It's bigger than me.
Hey, it's bigger than me, man. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's hard to pick that game today. Like, that's probably one of the hardest games to pick today. Just because we don't know what Dallas, the Cowboys team, we getting. We don't know what we get. We know what their offense can do, but what their defense can't. What their defense can't do is stop nobody.
It's rough. Hey, you know what? I seen something.
Josh Johnson finna look like Elway out there.
That part, he finna look like Elway out there, Joe.
So we was just talking about this before you got to Bishop. And when you look at this, like you said, Washington's on their third string quarterback. Minnesota's on their third string second string quarterback, who might as well be a third string, in my opinion. Kansas City on the third string quarterback.
Yep.
Why have we gotten to the point to where these third strings or quote unquote emergency quarterbacks aren't, I want to say trash, because Trey, could I get in and be the quarterback? I might have the mindset for it, but am I going to be able to do what I got to do? So we don't want to say trash, but from an analytical standpoint, why is it such a drop off in this? When we just had last year we just had Sam Darnold, Mac Jones, and Daniel Jones all on the same team as 1, 2, 3, and now we're down to Brosmers and Ben Johnsons. I mean, Ben has been around. Like Ben,
they are what they say they are.
Josh Johnson.
They're third string quarterbacks for a reason. That's the whole thing. They are what they are. They didn't make the cut to be first or second string. So what do you really expect from them, Trey? Like, they third string for a reason. To be honest, they're third string for a reason.
Trey Steichen down there in Indianapolis looked at his practice squad quarterback and said, "Let me call a 44-year-old dude at home on the couch that's been out for 5 years. Let me go get a dude that's been retired for 5 years." I mean, that's horrible.
It looked good initially. He
hasn't been playing. Let's keep it 100. Yeah, Philip Rivers is playing when Philip Rivers is playing good ball, man.
He could have been.
San Francisco just played better. San Francisco just played better. But San Francisco, Philip is playing good, man. What's going on, Rebecca? Good morning. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas. Good morning. But yeah, Philip is playing good.
Happy Merry Christmas to you. Yeah, they could have been
good. They just don't. I mean, San Francisco just played better. Just be completely honest. They just played a better ball game.
Great. Brock was.
Brock, didn't he set the record?
What
for San Francisco? Yeah.
In a single game, was that 5?
Five. Franchise history.
Right?
He outdid Montana. He outdid Montana. All of them.
Why is on my mind, right? I want to apologize.
Who said something about Brock Purdy? Who's that guy that was all on Brock Purdy? Who was that guy? I think that guy.
I thought he was going to fall off.
It definitely wasn't this guy over here. It definitely wasn't this guy over here.
No, it was me.
Him. It was me. I said it 3 years ago about Brock Purdy.
Brock. Ever since Brock has started teaching me how to Dougie, he has been killing the game right now. So, but you know what? I gotta take a quick pause. Right, as I was saying earlier, I'm in my military fraternity's fantasy football league's championship. Right. But I have to do an apology to our newcomer, you know what I'm saying, my brother Glitch, because I realized I did something to Glitch. In an effort in my strategy to I couldn't make a decision. Like, I had 2 defenses, and I didn't want to get rid of both defenses because they was top 5 defenses. So I elected to drop Panero off my roster to pick up one of those defenses, right? And because I dropped Panero, one of my brothers, MA, 2-time back-to-back champion in the league, he picked up Panero. And Panero was the difference in Glitch's first year making it to the championship and leaving, because Panero dropped 11 points, which just edged out Glitch. Those 11 points helped MA edge out Glitch, and now MA is in his 3rd consecutive championship as a 6-8 team. He rose from the ashes to meet me, which I'm a 7 seed. So it's the 8th seed and the 7th seed in the championship. Now I gotta sit up and take care of business, because in our league, 6 years, there has only been 3 champions. There has been 2. There's a 2-time champion in Herc. There's a 1-time champion in myself, and MA is a 2-time champion. So now I stand between MA getting back-to-back championships. Our first.
Can you pull a Philadelphia Eagles? In other words, can you pull a Philadelphia Eagles?
That's what you dispatch. Can you do that? Can I? MA has been flowing, killing it. I stand between him and me getting the second championship. So we don't know. But I had to say that. I'm sorry, Glitch. I thought I was going to be able to spin the block and come back and pick up Panero and drop the defense that I didn't think was going to work. Of course, MA, he's currently over in Thailand, so he's up early in the morning, and he caught me slipping and was able to get in to get the roster, the waiver request, put Panero back on. I didn't think of it at anything at the time, but now it has come back and potentially can haunt me because now I have to play him. I got Fairbairn, he's been doing his thing in Houston, so I just need him to keep that going. But that's where we're at. But in any case, these third string quarterbacks, Josh Johnson, 17, 18 year. You got Gabble. He said,
I wasn't gonna even say it. I was just had the chest and let it rock.
This definitely ain't cowboy stuff. No, this ain't that. No, this definitely no. This my wife bought this for us for Christmas holidays, and it just had.
I was about to say I have some no week when I see them later.
That ain't Eagles
be blue and white. No hell.
So yeah, so that's where we're at. But Josh Johnson, who's been around 17, 18 years, we see he continues it and he gets another opportunity. I don't know about these other cats though. I just don't know. I don't know. Do y'all know who y'all's backup quarterbacks are? Who's y'all emergency quarterbacks are?
I do, but I don't know. I can't think of his name right now.
No. I ain't got past Milton. Like don't know who's after Milton. Like I think it's been that's one of the most overlooked things in the league right now. Like we talk development and stuff, but like I said, these dudes leave the practice squad and get out there and they don't look professional at all. Like that's the most horrible part about it is that you leave, you on the practice squad and you got nothing on it, nothing.
Yeah, that's facts.
So this week, this week, the AFC NFC Pro Bowl was announced, right? CC, do you think they got it right with the Pro Bowl? I first read off AFC. It's a starter: Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Drake May. Running backs: Jonathan Taylor, Devon Achane, James Cook. Fullback: Patrick Ricard. Wide receivers: Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Zay Flowers, Cortland Sutton. The tight ends: Brock Bowers and Travis Kelce. Those, I mean, I'm not concerned about the linemen for the most part. And then, of course, Will Anderson, Myles Garrett, and Crosby for defensive ends. The defensive tackles: Chris Jones, Jeffrey Simmons, and Zach Allen. Outside linebackers: Nick Benito, TJ Watt, and Tuli Tuilaputu. The inside linebackers were Quan Smith, Aziz Ashir, and then last but not least, in the DBs for cornerbacks, you have Derek Stingley Jr., Patrick Surtain second, Christian Gonzalez, Denzel Ward, and then safeties, Jalen Ramsey, just converted, already a starting free safety in the Pro Bowl, and lastly, Kyle Hamilton and Derwin James for the AFC. Is there anyone there that you think should not be there, CC?
Well, I look at Kyle Hamilton. I look at T.J. Watt. These dudes have been hurt like multiple games in the season. I don't even know how they own them. I don't even know how you make the Pro Bowl when you miss that many games. I mean, for real. Like, I just don't know. Like, I don't know what's the criteria to make a Pro Bowl, but I'm sure you had some other players that played their tails off the whole season. You know, like, when you got outside.
I even saw something where they talked about Zay Flowers. I saw something when they talked about Zay Flowers, saying he's only got 2 touchdowns and he's got 4 fumbles in a year. How is he a Pro Bowler?
Well, Zay Flowers is one of those things that maybe they just couldn't find another receiver in the AFC because most of the receivers. Most of the big time receivers are in the NFC, and that's the problem with the AFC is that they don't have nobody really doing anything. You know, you talk to Rasheed Rice's, you don't really talk. Name some besides Jamar Chase and T Higgins on the same team. Where the receivers at? I mean, Buffalo don't have receivers. Baltimore doesn't have receivers. We know DK Metcalf, a one man band in Pittsburgh. I mean, where are the receivers in the AFC, Trey? I mean, so so find somebody other than with Moses. I mean, who you gonna put in there besides Zay Flowers? Like, I don't think his numbers are great, but no.
Now you think about it, I'm going through and thinking, was there any other who could there have been another receiver?
What you gonna do? A Lad McConkey or something like I mean, for real, what was you gonna do? Like, his numbers ain't even that great this year because of how Harbaugh got that balance on the offense and Justin Herbert slinging it to everybody. His numbers just took a little dip this year, but at the same time, that's what I'm saying. Like who's hot? Like, look at Nico Collins. Didn't he miss a lot of games? And he still got. And he's.
I mean, you got. I think Waddle has been favorable in that sense. What's going on, Renee? Glad to see you in formation with us this morning. Merry Christmas to you. So yeah, so I get it. I can see. I can see. I get you. All right. Yeah, I see that. So on the opposite side of the spectrum, the other side of the playing teams, the NFC, starting off with their quarterbacks, of course. Offensively, Matt Stafford is the starter. Sam Darnold, Dak Prescott got the nod. Running backs, Jahmyr Gibbs, we discussed him lightly earlier. Christian McCaffrey and Bijan Robinson, that's a pretty bad tandem. Kyle Juszczyk as the fullback. Receivers, Puka Nacua, Jackson Smith and Jigba, George Pickens, and Amon St. Brown. Problems. Travis Kelce, Trey McBride and George Kittle as the as the tight ends. Going on to the defensive side of the ball, Adrian Hutchinson, Micah Parsons, and DeMarcus Lawrence as the defensive starters. However, Parsons was named as a starter. DeMarcus, is the backup. Micah's Parsons was the starter. He's injured. Most likely, DeMarcus Lawrence is going to move into that position, and they're going to bring in another.
Look at that, two former Cowboys. So let's see, two former Cowboys on the defensive line.
That was discussed. That was discussed. Both traded, DeMarcus Lawrence was let to walk. He was a free agent. They didn't re-sign him. Micah was traded, and now they're both of them are Pro Bowl participators. Defensive tackles, Jalen Carter, Leonard Williams, and Quentin Williams, a Cowboy, former Jet. He got it in. Outside linebackers, Brian Burns, Jared Verse, and Byron Young. Inside linebackers, Jack Campbell and Jack Bond. Corners, J.C. Horn, Devin Witherspoon, Cooper DeJean, and Quentin Williams Mitchell. Both the corners from the Philadelphia Eagles get the nod. Free safeties, Kevin Byard and Antoine Winfield. And last but not least, strong safety, Budda Baker, who always tends to get in there. In this team, do you see any holes, CC, or anyone you think shouldn't be there potentially?
No, I think they almost got it exactly right. I think they got a lot of good. I think they got a lot of good players. I mean, just some of them, like I said, the injuries though. That's what always bugs me. Like George Kittle, he was injured a lot, so this must be fans fix or something. I mean, this can't be because his body of work, because of the injuries, hasn't been as great as normally it is. So I just look at it like, but not just him though. It was a couple of other names that you named where it was like, man, they was injured. Like, how, like even Micah Parsons being a starter. Like at this point, the adjustments should have been made. Like already to to validate who gonna be available and who not. Like you got dudes on there that's out for the season. So yeah, but if the season had played out where they were healthy, then I could understand why some of the names are on there.
So some people that was presumably snubbed, in which we can think about, and that we got a list. When it comes to the
Sweat. Yeah, Sweat is a name that he probably gonna end up getting on the NFC. I ain't mean to cut you off, but yeah, I thought about
you're good.
Just because of Micah Parsons, and I think Sweat get in that slot.
You also got players like Cam Hayward for the AFC. Derek Brown was a name that came up in reference to the Carolina Panthers defensive tackle came up. He's probably going to get a nod, maybe. I don't know. But we got also taking consideration who's going to be playing playing championship ball at that time, in which we got two quarterbacks that's on that list that possibly could be in there. Jordan Love is one of them that comes up as who was snubbed. Wondering if he's going to get in. Of course, you just spoke about players being injured. Additionally, some other ones that I've seen, in which you said injuries have definitely probably made the difference. Brock Purdy, we just talked about how he was cooking and stuff like that. Now, saying he's got the 49ers back in rare form. He didn't get an opportunity. He didn't get a nod this year. So it's I guess you could say it's hard when you have these conversations, and it comes down to it. Of course, when you take in consideration fan voting and all that type of stuff, some of that stuff gets missed, and it's just one of those things. Do you think the Pro Bowl has the same amount of relevancy that it had in the past years, or you think it's at this point it's just formatable? It's just a formality.
It's an honor for your name to be on it. Like them switching it to before the Super Bowl or whatever. Really took away you seeing some of the players that's gonna be in the Super Bowl play. Like some of them, they're gonna be Pro Bowlers, but they can't participate in the game. I think that when you took away all participation, you took away the opportunity to see some good games because sometimes greatness spark greatness. You know what I mean? When I used to watch Jerry Rice play against Deion Sanders in a Pro Bowl, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like or like sometimes they was on the same team. But I'm just saying when you watch the good matchups, the Andre Reeds and stuff go against, the Darrell Greens and all that kind of stuff, man. It changed the game. Like it brought a level of competition. They weren't trying to really hurt each other, I feel, or nothing like that. But the message was sent, you gotta bring your A game. Yeah, I think it's changed considerably. And I think the biggest change is them moving it before the Super Bowl.
Moving on. Like I said, we're gonna tap in with y'all for today for this hour. We're at the 30-minute mark. So the playoff picture. This is what it's all about. Like I said, we have a couple of teams that are playing in that has some playoff ramifications. We've got a couple of different scenarios that are based, of course, between when you come and talk about the two different the conferences, the NFC and the AFC. So first in the NFC, we know currently what we have is the top 7 teams. Seattle Seahawks are holding the number 1 seed at 12-3. The Chicago Bears turned it around from last year where they dropped 10 straight games. Now they're cooking. They're 11-4, currently holding the 2 seed. The Philadelphia Eagles hold the 3 seed at 10-5. The Carolina Panthers. CC, was not the Carolina Panthers just selling tickets for roughly $1, right?
Exactly.
They're 8-7, but currently they're sitting at a number 1 seed in the NFC in the NFC North. South, and they're the 4th seed, and then of course the at larges, the San Francisco 49ers at 11-4, the Los Angeles Rams at 11-4, and the Green Bay Packers at 9-5-1 currently hold the 5, 6, and 7 seed going in. In the hunt still, we have the Detroit Lions at 8-7 and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 7-8. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers held on to the division for the majority of the year, and here they are now currently looking at a possibility where they can be out. And both these teams are sitting at the scenario. The Detroit Lions, with a win, can keep themselves alive. However, if they lose or if the Green Bay Packers win Saturday night, the Lions are bounced and gone. CC was just talking about it earlier, saying that we're starting to see chinks in the armor where we look at Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn were those coordinators that basically powered the train of greatness and schemes and play for the Detroit Lions. On the opposite side of the spectrum, CC, what we didn't talk about is why is Tampa Bay currently in this predicament? A loss from them or a win by the Carolina Panthers will bounce them, and the Carolina will walk away division champions this year. What do you think was the reason for the debacle in Tampa Bay?
A little bit of coaching and a whole lot of the players. It's like for me, Like I had at mid-season, I had Baker Mayfield as one of my top 4 quarterbacks, but now you start to see the reality sets in. He can't carry a football team. Like he can't carry a team, especially a team that's messed up. But then here's the thing: his offensive coordinator is the head coach in Jacksonville, and they killing the league right now. I mean, you
Cohen.
know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like he lost his offensive coordinator, so that's a lot of pressure on Baker Mayfield to try to figure it out. Like he was doing well early when the games didn't matter as much, but when the games started counting, it's just a whole different ballgame. It's too much for one person to have to do. That's what derails Josh Allen every year in the postseason. If he has to do too much, I mean, Baker Mayfield just had to try to do too much to win games, especially with all the injuries. I mean, yo, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, since Tom Brady left, they ain't never been healthy. Even when Tom Brady was there, they were struggling with injuries. But these dudes ain't been healthy in the last 4 5 years, like straight consecutively. You without these guys, so you got to start looking at that. And also the coach. I think Todd Bowles. I never thought Todd Bowles was that good of a coach, a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And his defense has been lacking lately. You got to pick that up if you're a defensive minded. You know, if you're a defensive minded coach, then your defense should be thriving, and your defense is lacking right now, majorly.
One of the things that we talked about, we didn't get a chance to talk about last week, in which I thought about in this aspect, in which I'm very sure I think I can attain what you're about to say. But do you think, because we got to remember, Arians was the coach in Tampa Bay when Todd Bowles was the defensive coordinator and Leftwich was the offensive coordinator. Do you think Byron Leftwich should have been the one who got the job as opposed to Todd Bowles during that time frame?
I mean, years ago, yeah. Years ago, I thought maybe he. I mean, Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles has done the bare minimum. What has been their best record since he's been head coach? You know what I'm saying? I mean, they win the division at 9-8.
Yeah,
Right now
they're
struggling.
mediocre.
I mean, you feel what I'm saying? They ain't really. I mean, they just making the playoffs has been cool, and they've won a playoff game. Baker can win you a playoff game. But the thing is, what can you do as a coach to help them out? Like, what can you do to get over the hump? What can you do to run a rundown division? Nobody expected this division to even be competitive when the season started. Before
And
the
then you
season
take
started,
And then you take
you
into
know what I mean?
consideration Byron. We ain't seen or heard anything from Byron. He ain't been hired on or taken anywhere else unless he's just fading in obscurity. He went for the job. He didn't get picked. He didn't get chosen. He didn't even get kept on as the offensive coordinator for the team and bounced. And we ain't heard anything. We ain't seen him in another opportunity. We ain't heard nothing about him being a high school coach or anything like that. So Byron, where you at? Holla us, bro. Of course, some things not to go on and not spoke about when it comes to the NFC aspect of it. Additionally, we have games. So, of course, we have this week the San Francisco 49ers and the Chicago Bears are playing one another. Now, the Chicago Bears have an opportunity. I think it's about 7 teams, 11 teams that have an opportunity across the NFL at potentially being their respective number 1 seeds for the most part. Even now, we're looking at the San Francisco 49ers currently sit at the 5 seed. If they're able to win out, they can sit up and overtake and become the number 1 seed. That's going against Chicago and getting the dub this weekend, and then facing off against the Seattle Seahawks for a winner takes all next weekend, regardless of what the Seattle Seahawks do today. Do this week. That's a possibility. You still have the possibility if the Bears can beat the 49ers, they sit up and delegate to where they put the 49ers in a sticky situation in which they have to determine what everyone else does at the end of the season. Currently, it's a 14% chance that the Los Angeles Rams can get that number 1 seed back. It's a 26% chance for the 49ers to get that seed, a 10% chance for the Bears to get that seed, and a 50% chance for the Seahawks to hold on to that seed, that number 1 seed. So at this point, it's a 4-horse race, and we're gonna see how it plays out. Moving on to the AFC, however, things are a little bit different in that aspect. Hold on, let me go back. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, but the AFC, of course, the number 1 seed, as we spoke about earlier, 12-3 Denver Broncos, followed by the 12-3 New England Patriots. That's something we ain't said in a while, but here we are, 3 years removed from that. At the 3 seed, CC, you got some explaining to do, man. The Jacksonville Jaguars, and as Bishop would say, sunshine. Trevor Lawrence at the 11-4. At the 4 seed, the Pittsburgh Steelers. At the 5 seed, the Chargers, 11-4 Chargers. At the 6 seed, the 11-4 Buffalo Bills, and at the 7 seed, the 10-5 Houston Texans. I wouldn't have thought it. Houston looked shaky at the beginning of the year, but yet they find themselves in a playoffs possibility. Last but not least, still in the hunt, the Indianapolis Colts at 8-7, and the Baltimore Ravens at 7-8. Both having a slight chance. The Baltimore Ravens only have a 9% chance of getting to the playoffs if they continue to win. 3% chance for the Indianapolis Colts. If you go back up to the people who have kind of already are in there or just wait and see how it happens, we can almost guarantee that the Texans are going to get in there. They have a 97% chance. They have a 1% chance of potentially getting back to the number 1 seed. However, a lot of things has to happen for that. It's a 52% chance for the Denver Broncos as they are looking to see what happens in those wakes. 31% chance for the Patriots, 11% chance for the Jaguars, 2% for the Bills, 4% for the Chargers. CC, does the Broncos hold on to this 1 seed in your opinion?
Yeah, because today they gonna beat up on today they'll be a step closer. They gonna beat up on a Chiefs team starting a third string quarterback, man. Like they can't lose that game. And then so what game are they gonna lose? The last game of the season to knock them out of there? I think they got a good chance of holding on to it. The only other team I can see really catching them is the Patriots, unless the Patriots take a nosedive, which I don't think they're gonna lose both of their next 2 games. So you win one and you hold on to it. That's my opinion. I think Denver in the driver's seat. I think they're gonna keep that lead. But I also think I'm disappointed in Buffalo. We should not even be talking about Denver Broncos, Patriots, or nothing like that. I mean, Buffalo should be at the top of this list because if anybody could use home field advantage, and who has the biggest home field advantage, I think the biggest home field advantage in this thing would be Buffalo. So I feel disappointed that Buffalo is where they are. They should be the number 1 seed regardless. Like, you should have came in this season with the mentality that you was gonna run things. You didn't know the Chiefs and the Ravens, and we knew the Bengals probably wasn't gonna be there, but the rest of them, let's just keep it real. You didn't know there was gonna be a fallout like this, and I think you're missing a golden opportunity to run the table in cold ass Buffalo. I mean, your home games would be different. Teams don't want to go up there to see you in that stadium because it's way too cold, stuff like that. Like the elements, everything plays a part. The wind. I mean, you got a definitely home field advantage, and you let it slip away.
So when we look at this, right, do you think it's about time for them to change how they do the playoffs when you take in consideration the Steelers, although they're about to be potentially are going to be their division champions, they're 9-6 with 3 other teams that already have that are 11-10 wins. When you look at the AFC, the NFC, they have a couple of teams that are as well with 8-7 or 9-5. Do you think it's about time for them to switch how they do that now, or do you think it's good how they are giving the 4 seeds to the best division champions and then the at-large bids to the last 3?
I mean, I think I like it. I've always liked the way it is. I liked it when they had 2 buys. When it was only 16 on each side, and they had two first round buys. I mean, I liked it then. But I think you reward the division winners, or else you shouldn't have division. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't have a division if it's not gonna be a division champ. That'll be pointless in a pro game. You gotta hoist a banner somewhere with a division champ. And it's not my fault. It's not my fault. Like you can't blame the NFC South that nobody was really top notch competitive in that division. You know what I mean? I mean if 8-7, if 9-8 wins that division every year, then yeah, the bar is set low. But that's the bar, and anything can happen because we've seen Baker Mayfield win a playoff game, so winning that division. So and they're not too far removed from Super Bowl and divisional round competition. So it works out. I think once you get in the playoffs, the records don't matter anyway.
That part is so true. So going back, when we talk about the scenarios in the AFC, we would be remiss not to mention the fact of the Baltimore Ravens are looking at missing the playoffs this year. With a loss this weekend to Green Bay or a win by Pittsburgh, the Baltimore Ravens get eliminated from contention. On the flip side of it, the hot start of the Indianapolis Colts has become lukewarm to where it's almost frigid to where if they lose, they're out, or a win by Houston, they're out. At this point, based on the arm of Leonard or the expectation of getting Lamar back when he has a bad back injury, do you think these teams should push forward and still keep that energy and try to get into the playoffs?
Well, Baltimore, even though they got a slight chance, they gotta hope. They gotta hope Pittsburgh lose a game and they win games. But can they win games? Like I like Snoop Huntley, but can they win games? They wasn't winning games with Lamar Jackson healthy. I mean, with Lamar Jackson playing. I don't know how healthy he's been this season, but they weren't winning games. And then the coach is doing dumb stuff, man. Right now, Baltimore got too many problems. Like it's not just the players with the injuries and all that stuff. It's the coaching too. I mean, you ain't trying to win a game. If you got Derrick Henry sitting on the sideline and you up by 11, that tells you what you're thinking. And then your explanation is, oh, they was rotating. No, ain't no rotating when you the head coach and you trying to win a darn football game, man. See, that's a cop out right there. I think Harbaugh see the writing on the wall. I think, hey, whatever happens this season, he don't even care because he know he out of there pretty much. I think Harbaugh knows he's going.
So I think now let's keep it 100. I think Derek was on the sideline because teams are figured out how to negate his run style. He runs high. If you get him where he's trying to get engaged, the ball isn't as protected as it should be, and is open is for the punch out, and that's what he's been doing. So I think that's why potentially why they've been having
no. Your best player, Lamar Jackson, is hurt. Your next best player is Derrick Henry. I don't care if he fumbled the ball 4 times. You was winning the game. They couldn't stop him. If you saw that game, the Patriots couldn't stop Derrick Henry. So why is he on the sideline? Just because he fumbled the ball once? Hey, yo, I got to get 2 or 3, 4 more times. I got to close this game out. I got to go to him, man. Like, you don't stop throwing the ball to your best receiver because he drops the ball multiple times, right? You see Dak still go to CeeDee Lamb, and CeeDee Lamb had bumble fingers, butterfingers a lot of the season. Like, several games, but you keep going to them because once they get their hands on the ball or one break to make this game different. I mean, why would you take that away from yourself? You ain't trying to win. You ain't trying to win. Like, you don't put the pressure on the backup quarterback when you got an all-star running back, when you got a great running back? I don't understand
you. What do you think about the Pittsburgh situation with DK Metcalf and the altercation with the fan? And then DK tried to lie and he said a racial slur.
All I can say is, poor DK, man. I mean, bad judgment. I see why they even had a clause in your contract for something like this. I mean, that's what's sad is that when you hear the fallout is that they had a detrimental to the team or whatever conduct detrimental to the team clause in your contract, man. How they, what I mean? Like, they already prepared for that. Like, that's sad. But at the same time, he could have lost more money than what he lost, though. From my understanding, if Pittsburgh would have acted upon whatever, he could have lost $40 million in his contract because of that, in incentives and stuff, man. So my thing is it really worth it? Whatever, and you ain't even hit the guy or nothing. You just grabbed him or whatever you did. Everybody was saying they shoved him, but when you saw the replay, he ain't really do nothing real egregious to the guy. But the fact that you over there engaging with a fan anyway is so dumb. And I'm glad
because he called you by your whole name.
I mean, right? I mean, okay, man. People do their homework sometimes. I mean, you're in the public eye. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my thing is, you're an athlete. They're gonna talk a little noise unless it get real carried away. And if they running on the field, now if he ran on the field started something now. You had every right to knock him out. I mean, I'm with you, but you went up in the stands and messed with the fan though. That makes a difference. You didn't even have to go over there. And my question is, where the coaching staff and stuff with all this kind of stuff he has, how he slip over there anyway, and nobody see it.
Especially because he walked over there, he was standing back behind.
That's what I mean. Like, sometimes what they say, you got to protect the players from themselves. That's definitely one of those moments. Like, where is your security? I heard all the jokes they was making fun of. What's the security guy for Philadelphia? Where was Big Dom? where was Pittsburgh's Big Dom at? To run interference on
that. It happens. So now, of course, we got it to where we're going to be looking to make our pick. So first off, we have the Dallas Cowboys, 6-8-1, 2-5 while away against the Washington Commanders, 14-11, 2-5 at home as well. Dak Prescott, 4,000 yards passing on the year, 28 touchdowns, however, 10 interceptions. CC, I know there's no need to probably ask this question, but I will anyway. Cowboys, Commanders, who you got?
Man, I'm on the fence, but I gotta stick with Dallas. I'm on the fence, boy.
So in that one,
ain't got no fight.
It's definitely a queen sleep. Dallas for myself, and Bishop as well. He chose Dallas as he dropped off. Like I said, I got a little time where I'll be able to look and make a final determination and see if I'm going to go ahead with CC's recommendation and keep Josh Allen in the starting lineup, or if I'm going to go ahead and move and go with Dak and and hopefully him lighting up the scoreboard in the yards. He might want to try to go for 4,500 yards on the year this week, which that's 400 yards passing. I don't know. We're gonna see how it goes. Next up, the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. Of course, the Lions 8-7 on the year, currently 3-4 when they're playing on the way. They're traveling to Minnesota. Minnesota's 2-4 at home, 7-8. But it's not JJ that's behind at the helm. I got to go with the Lions on this one. In-state, I mean, Brosberg has not been good. His first game against Philadelphia, he was horrid, and then he wasn't too good in backup last week. So I ain't got no choice. Not last week. Last week he wasn't too good. But when JJ went out, so I just got to keep it 100. We're gonna rock with Detroit. CC, who you got?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think if JJ McCarthy would have played, I probably would have leaned towards the Minnesota Vikings, probably winning this one because JJ seemed like he was coming alive. By the way, he finally started finding Justin Jefferson. I mean, it's late in the season, but he finally started figuring out how to get him the football. So, yeah, I got to go to Detroit Lions. Jahmyr Gibbs, man, number 0.
Agent Zero. And then the last game of the night, of course, the Denver Broncos will be facing off against the Kansas City Chiefs. Initially, they thought this was going to be a good matchup. Hindsight, because it's not on the NFL Network and it's on Prime, and they already signed the contract, they couldn't flex this game and bring in a different game at the last second. Of course, it was only a couple games anyway, so the best thing they could have did was move the Texas game up until onto the prime spot. But they would have been taking that away from the NFL Network. In any case, the Broncos and the Chiefs. Bishop went with the Broncos. I'm going to second that motion, especially when they're on their third string quarterback as well. I'm taking the Broncos as well. CC, who you got?
I got the Broncos, man. Like Ola Doken or something is starting, the projected starter. Because Gardner Minshew was hurt in the game in last week. So yeah, third string quarterback. I ain't seeing nothing good. And man, the Chiefs. I don't know how y'all gonna pull it off. I don't know how y'all gonna re-up. But man, I'm anxious to see that in the coming off season and everything. I'm anxious to see what the Chiefs do to re-up. Like, are you gonna move off some of those receivers? I think Rashee Rice is back on the IR again.
He is. They put him on IR yesterday.
So my question would be, are you gonna go get some receivers? They got a lot of speed, Andy, but they can't catch. They left their hands at home. You gonna have to get some receivers that's gonna bring their hands? That's all the Chiefs need is, when you got Patrick Mahomes, you just need some receivers to hold on to the football.
Of course, we're gonna go ahead and pick the 2 games for Saturday. I don't have to get with Bishop and find out what his games are. But 2 more games on Saturday. One being CC's home. He may not cheer the Texans, but that is his home. The Texans will be charging to Los Angeles to take on the Los Angeles Chargers for an opportunity, like we talked about earlier. With the win, the Texans eliminate the Colts and lock up their position. With the loss and the win by the Colts, they stay alive. CC, Texans, Chargers, who you got?
Oh man, that's a tough one because it's in LA. 1, 2, the Chargers are looking pretty good, even with hurt offensive line and stuff like that. But I'm gonna take that defense though. I'm gonna take the Texans defense in that one. Will Anderson and company. I think they're gonna do a pretty good job against they got no offensive tackles. They third string offensive tackles or something in LA. So yeah, I take that defense.
I'm going to second that motion, rock with you on that one. I'm taking Houston as well. I just think the Chargers are in that stage where they have been pretty potent on defense, but there's no consistency. Herbert isn't always consistent. McConkey, Johnston, looking good in certain spurts, but not consistent. Vidal, not always consistent, and which leads overall to an inconsistency on the team. They are 11-4, 6-2 at home, but I'm just not. It's just not a warm and fuzzy. Herbert's already got 12 interceptions on the year. Although, let's be 100, every interception that's charged to a quarterback, it isn't always the quarterback's fault. Yeah. I think they start doing charging those other players or charging interceptions to other people. We might start to see it might start to become a difference, especially in the reception to interception ratio for quarterbacks. But in case, begrudgingly, I'm going to take the Texans. And then tomorrow, go ahead.
I was going to say, don't forget, last year in the playoffs, Justin Herbert threw how many interceptions against the same Texas defense? I'm saying, you don't see.
Not big enough for the moment. Next up, tomorrow's game, the late night game, the Baltimore Ravens facing off against the Green Bay Packers. Again, implications. Green Bay can, if Detroit doesn't eliminate themselves with a loss today, Green Bay can finish it up the job by eliminating them with a win. However, someone got to win. The Ravens need to win to stay alive. The Packers need to win to keep their hopes alive. It's do or die in the sense when you talk about it. We'll see how it goes. CC, who you think is going to be the victor in this one? Baltimore Ravens, Green Bay Packers.
Oh man, this is going to be a tough game to pick. Like I said, I don't know if Malik. I haven't found out if Malik Willis is starting or not. You know what I mean? So that's going to make a difference. If he was starting, I'm going Green Bay all the way. But
really?
Yeah, I would go Green Bay all the way because I think Malik is I think he's the best, probably the best backup quarterback in the game right now. So I would go. I'm still gonna take. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. But I'm gonna take the Packers anyway. Take the Packers in that one. I like me some Snoop Huntley, man. I think we're gonna take the Packers.
Now, head to head, Malik and Snoop, I would give the nod to Malik as well. Now, as far as him being the best backup, it's debatable. You got Marcus Mariota, you got Mac Jones. But with Malik, I think Malik has some tangibles that make him different. Like he can scoot. He can get to going if he need to and get up out of there and make a difference with his legs, which is always a neutralizer in some fact. But this is a tough one. If Malik gets to start, you know what? I'm rocking with you, CC. Green Bay. I'm rocking with Green Bay.
I want to say this: Harbaugh, make smart decisions and let Derrick Henry on the field, man. You know, you only get to see a guy run, a runner like he did every once in a while, man. Like you know, like he on the tail end of his career, man. Don't let him go out on top. Like don't let him go out with you chomping on the sideline because your ego in the way, or your pride in the way. Like put the best players on the field, man, and let them decide the game.
So that's what y'all have for this week. Y'all know where to find us. Come back this Sunday, back here, same time, 10 o'clock. So we can get to it. We'll finish off the rest of the week and look and see how it is. By that time, we should know if teams have been eliminated, if they're going on, how the season is going on, and everything like that. And we'll continue to finish up on making our picks. CC, you checking out any other basketball games today? Anyone particular you want to see?
Yeah, I want to see the basketball wise. I want to see these Knicks. I've been hearing a lot about the Knicks, so I want to see the Knicks. And I also, I have no interest in Golden State whatsoever, but I do want to see like how the dynasty continues to fall apart. Aren't we sick of Draymond Green at this point? Like, come on, man. As a fan of the game, this dude is not. He ain't been good for the game in the last 3-4 years of his career, man. Come on, man. It's just ridiculous, you know. And that's y'all fault, Trey. Draymond Green is y'all fault. Pumping him up, talking about he a Hall of Famer, and he ain't never done nothing to be a Hall of Famer. that's the problem. See, that's what happens when you give people, that ain't great all the accolades of greatness. They disrespect you in your own face. They disrespect you in your own house. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, that's what happens.
Draymond is it's so many players that we talk about it all the time. There's so many players that are considered Hall of Famers, and his accolades speak for it. He's won multiple defensive player.
He won one defensive player of the year, and he led the league. He led the league in steals that year, and that's it. He ain't never been a top rebounder, a shot blocker, or nothing like that. Get out of here.
Well, man. He's also the smallest man on the field as a center position. On the court from a center position.
Man, get out of here, man.
And he's
take nothing away from him as a champion, but
he's a three-time NBA champion.
Is he worth? He a 4-time, right? But is he
4? Yeah, 4. Yeah, you're right. 4.
Worth all these antics though. Is he worth all these antics at this point?
Right, that part you might. That part is debatable, like you said. Does he have enough value to where? Yeah.
Yeah, like the league just letting him skate. Some dudes just get to skate. They just letting them skate. You punch dudes in the face. Now you're in it with your coach. Like last year, what was it? Like, you know what I'm saying? You've had all these different things, man. Like, kicking people in the cojones and stuff, man. You too many antics. I mean, what's the value in it? WWE, baby, it sells. WWE sells. I bet it's out selling basketball right now. For real.
So, of course, we're going to go ahead and get up out here. I know CC just said he was interested in the Cleveland-New York game, in which they currently going on right now. Cleveland is currently down 41-47 with 5 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the second half. So we're going to go ahead and let him get to that game. Y'all get ready to go ahead. That's the Dallas Cowboys, or he's going to go back in between, I'm sure. The Dallas Cowboys are getting ready to lock up with the Washington Commanders. Y'all know where to find us. Be sure to hit us up, interact with us on social media in between, whether it's on the First Formation page or our direct page, and we'll holler at y'all. See y'all on Sunday. CC, any last words before you get up out of here?
Again, Merry Christmas, and to those that you might not see, early Happy New Year to those. Merry Christmas, man. Enjoy.
Y'all enjoy yourselves. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. Y'all know where to find us up. We out of here. Peace.